Welcome back to my workshop. Now this year, part of my task is to get the lawn levelled, okay? I've returfed some parts of it, I've reseeded some parts of it, but what I need is a lawn levelling lute, okay? Which is what I've got in this box. I bought it from Amazon. Obviously I bought it with my own money, so there's no sponsorship going on here. I paid £59, but now at the moment they're on special offer for £50. Lawn levelling lute, what the hell is that? Well, let me get this out of the box and I'll show you. Right, so what we actually get in the box is we get the handle, which comes in multiple pieces. We get the head of the lute. We get some very basic instructions and a small bag with some bolts and a couple of spanners. Okay, it should be easy enough to put together, but this doesn't look very wide, does it? So how's that going to be any good for levelling the lawn? Well, actually, the reason I bought this one is because it does actually fold up small. So during the winter, I can store this and it doesn't take up too much room in this shed. But when you're going to use it, obviously this extends. You put your bolts in here, your handle on here, and then you've got a big long tool. So let's bolt this together and then I'll show you roughly how it works and why you would use it. Right, I've tightened up the 4 bolts here on the head of the lute, and I've also put in the first shaft here with the longer bolt in it. Now I've used the spanners they've supplied. There are a 13 and a 10 mil, 2 of those. They do the job, but they're probably not the best in the world. So what I'll probably do is I'll lose these and I'll just use a normal spanner. Right, now we've got to put a handle on. Now it looks like each section of the handle has got this, it's basically a rudimental thread on it. And they just basically thread together, tighten them up. Just do it hand tight. You just do this for each section. Okay, and then the last section has obviously got the handle on the end. Screw this on here. And then connect all of that to this one. Okay, I need a bit more space here because I'm running out of space. Right, so I cleared my bench out of the way so you can see how long this thing is. So you can see why I bought the foldable one, because if I had to store this all year, it would take up too much space. Now the handle is very long. Let's give it a quick measure. Let's have a look here. It probably tells me in the instructions, but I'm going to measure it anyway. It's about 6.5 foot long. So it's about 2 meters long. Right. The way you use it is literally, you put down your topsoil on your uneven ground and you literally push it backwards and forwards. Okay, let me show you a little diagram of what we're expecting to happen. Right, so if you imagine if you took a cross section of your lawn, okay, basically it's going to be a little bit uneven, and if you've got any holes in your lawn like this, it'll be like this. Okay, that's sort of cross section of your lawn. Now what you've got to do is, if you're putting your topsoil or your sand or whatever you're going to fill it with, okay, you put it over all of this. Okay, so there's your topsoil. Okay, so this is your ground. And what you want to do is level this area. So all you're doing, imagine this is your lute. You're going to push it across the soil, okay? And all it's going to do is create a level surface across your soil, okay? And it pushes all of this lot, which is your additional stuff, it pushes it all out of the way. So you end up with a really flat, level lawn. That's the theory. And what we do is we go and try it briefly on a little bit of my garden. All right, just a little tip. I'm in the workshop at the moment and I've actually got to go through the house. I went to pick this up and of course this is so long I'm hitting everything. So it might be just as easy to undo the handle, okay, and carry it in 2 pieces. Then that way you won't destroy the house. Right, so I'm out in the garden now. What I want to try and do is I've got a little bit of a repair to do on the lawn here. I'll swing you around and show you what it is. It's basically a hole in the garden. There you go, this hole here. It's only about 1 inch or so deep. But what I'm going to do is put some topsoil in it with some grass seed, and then I'm going to try and use the lute to level over it. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so here's the offending hole. Say it's about 1 inch deep. Okay, the grass around it is all dead, so I'm probably going to have to dig all this lot out, but I'll just do this as a demonstration. I've got a bucket here with some topsoil and some grass seed in. So this is going to go in this hole, and then I'm going to use this lute to try and level it. Right, so that's the basic idea. It's now levelled it. If we look, so the hole's completely disappeared. Obviously, you could do that with a piece of wood, but obviously if you've got to do a big area, which I've got to do a lot more over here, the lute will make it a lot easier. Right, I think that'll do. Right, obviously once you've finished doing your lawn, to pack this away, we want to try and get it back in this box so we can store it properly. Simple case of take the handle apart. Simple. And that's it. Now you might have noticed I used a couple of decent spanners for this. It makes life so much easier. So now I can store this for the winter. Right, I think that'll do. Right, so that's just about it. It's just a quick demonstration showing you a rough idea of how these things work. Okay, so this is a lawn levelling lute. I will use this to do the whole garden, and I've got to do my driveway, so I'll probably use this for levelling the sand. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Can't do that one. Down.